Childhood looks very different depending on when you grew up. The 80s, 90s, and 2000s were nothing like the digital overload kids face today. Let's click play and compare the tech of my childhood to 2025. In the 80s, my family was the first family on the block to have a VCR, cable TV, and an Atari 2600. Friends would hang around our house until my mom kicked them out. Back then, arcades were king, dark, smoky, and magical. Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Frogger, Dig Dug. They weren't just games, they were our culture. They were on lunchboxes, cartoons, and even breakfast cereal. At home, consoles like the Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and PlayStation slowly took over, but every new game was a rare birthday miracle. And half the time you had to blow on the cartridge just to make it work. Today's kids have thousands of games on demand. Emulators fit in your pocket. VR headsets don't suck anymore. 150 players online at the same time. We had 4-player GoldenEye on a tiny TV and we thought we were living the dream. Movies in the 80s? 2 options, theaters or VHS tapes. I wore out my copy of Star Wars. Then came video rental stores. The first mom and pops were dark, smelly places with creepy curtain rooms I was forbidden to enter. Then Blockbuster took over, where Friday night meant aisles of choices. We would walk the aisles torn between renting a movie or getting a video game for an entire weekend, praying that our movie was actually in stock. Today's kids? They have entire video store catalogs on their phones. Netflix, Disney Plus, YouTube, unlimited choices. The only problems are bad Wi-Fi, ads, and bedtime. And when parents say, go to your room, big deal. Their room has Netflix. In the 80s, home computers were beige beasts. Commodore 64s, Apple IIs, Atari 400 and 800. My Commodore 64 hooked to the TV set. Floppy disks everywhere. Copied games with handwritten labels that worked maybe half the time. RAM was measured in kilobytes, and hard drives were practically science fiction. In 2025, kids build their own RGB-lit gaming rigs that double as music studios and Twitch stations. My nephew films, edits, and uploads Pokemon videos from his phone in under an hour. In the 80s, that was a whole TV studio's job. Music back then was commitment. A Walkman clipped to your belt, cloth headphones, flipping tapes halfway through, and occasionally rewinding it with a pencil. You picked one record at the mall and lived with it for months, memorizing lyrics and staring at the album art. And MTV, it was actually music television back then. Michael Jackson, Madonna, Aerosmith, every video felt like a mini movie. Today, Spotify and YouTube put every song ever made in your pocket. Amazing, but maybe too easy. Back then, music shaped who you were, your clothes, your friends. Now it's disposable, shuffled by an algorithm. And phones might be the biggest leap. In the 80s, they were plastic bricks on the wall with rotary dials. Mess up, start over. Long cords barely reached the kitchen and parents could pick up the other line and eavesdrop on you. Cordless phones were magical until they vanished in your sibling's room. Cell phones technically existed, but only for rich executives with briefcases. Now, smartphones are cameras, TVs, GPS trackers. And oh yeah, phones. Parents track kids like NSA agents, and kids spend more time texting than calling. When we left on our bikes for the day, parents had no idea where we were. Freedom tasted like asphalt and Slurpees. Here's the thing. 80s kids had fewer gadgets, which meant imagination. We turned green Atari blocks into tanks, drew superheroes on construction paper, and played outside until the streetlights came on. No Wi-Fi, no chargers everywhere, and thankfully no cameras recording every dumb stunt. Kids today? They're overloaded with tech, but they'll also have terabytes of memory saved forever. We have shoeboxes of Polaroids. They'll have playlists and childhood in the cloud. In the end, childhood isn't defined by gadgets. It's about how we use them. Both eras had struggles and joys, just filtered through different lenses. So, what generation did you grow up in? Let us know in the comments, and hopefully, you'll see us in the next one. Thanks for watching.